Hello there. Don't forget to like and subscribe. It's free and helps me out a lot. If you want updates, I have a Twitter and a Discord server. Both links are in the description. And lastly, don't forget to wear your headphones. I'm coming in. Hey, is this the right room to meet? Oh, wow. You are much better looking in person than the photos I was given. Who am I? Oh, right. Where are my manners? I am Satoshi, QC. Oh, and I'm your newly appointed barrister for this case. I'm sure you already know this, but your last one became miraculously sick at the last minute and had to miss out on this. Shame, too. Then again, that is what kind of lawyer you get if you have no money and have to count an appointed one who's doing pro bono work. Lucky for your cute little face, I got picked as the replacement. Well, picked is a strong word. What I mean to say is that they threw this at me at the office this morning and told me to get cracking. But don't fret, or you'll feel much worse. Well, you are in for murder, so you must already be feeling kind of crap, and nothing likely feels worse than that. But that's not the point now. Okay, all you need to do now is put your trust in me and in my battle plan. That's all safely kept in this case. What was the combination again? It was 1, 4, 0, 5. Ah, that was it. So, as I was saying, all we need is in right here. Oh, food? What do you mean? Oh, sorry about that. Wrong case. You know, I'm always getting my case and my other case for my lunch mixed up. You know? Okay, so now we have the right case open. Let's get cracking, shall we? First, let's go over the basics. Before we start, I must ask, you did not kill them, did you? I know, but it doesn't hurt to check. Right then. Personally, I think you have nothing to worry about with regards to the actual charge. I mean, the evidence is circumstantial at best. Even the so-called solid evidence has flaws in it too. Honestly, I dread to be the prosecutor in this case, as it would be very hard to prove any sort of guilt to the standard required. Okay, what I mean is that they need to prove beyond all reasonable doubt that you did it. And as so long as there is enough doubt, they can't convict you of the crime in question. Though I must say that the CPS's prosecutor is taking the only approach he has, which is look for enough things that are solid enough to hope that the jury makes their mind up quickly and then try to mislead them legally into ignoring our case. Oh no, you don't need to worry about anything like a summary judgment or res par liquor. They're only really used in civil cases, so they can't hit you before you even get a defense in place. And I would stop them from doing that anyway. Oh, that reminds me that I do need to say thanks to the cute person running the desk at the chambers the prosecutor is from, since they handed me their playbook for this case. Well, no one ever said we had to play fair. Anyway, let's get down to the more nitty-gritty stuff. Okay, first of all, you don't need to testify or go up to the stand. You are protected by your right to remain silent and to avoid self-incrimination without it being held against you. So, you don't need to worry about that. Now, the main basis of their argument will be about the murder weapon with your fingerprints on it, the CCTV footage that shows you in the area during the time of the murder, along with some apparently showing the moment you shot him, and then a witness who says it was you. With regards to the fingerprints on your weapon, that's an easy one to cast doubt on. Firstly, the fingerprints belong to your non-dominant hand, and it's not normal to shoot using the other hand, especially when trying to kill someone, so that doesn't make sense. Your prints? Well, if someone wanted to frame you, then it isn't too hard to put your prints on something if you know how to. But they wouldn't have needed an inside man to do it. You don't need to concern yourself with that, though. The problem, though, comes from the one that shows you reaching into your bag and pulling something out, not long before the victim was shot, after you appear to have spoken to the victim. Asking for the time? You should have said time to get a watch, or that would be no time to die. Sorry. Gallows humor, I found, helps in these situations. But anyway, Okay, so when we look closer at the CCTV, though, we could see that what you pull out does not look like a gun. And even if it was one, you're holding it in your dominant hand. So, why would you switch suddenly to shoot? And shouldn't your dominant hand fingerprints be on the gun too? Exactly. It doesn't make sense. As an added bonus, you are behind the guy, and the analysis of the gunshot room shows the entry point in the front, not the back, so again, it shouldn't have any standing and just help you. The one sticking point we will have, however, is the witness. Although a single witness's testimony is not enough for a single case to be over and done with, it could cause it to go on longer than it's needed. The idea of the witness had been kept under wraps, apparently, but again, thanks to Cutie at the desk, I got a full rundown on the witness and what they saw. Well, what they saw was, it's pretty damning. They saw you pulling out a gun and shooting the victim dead not long after they spoke to you. Yes, you already said why you spoke, but that still matches up with what they're saying in some case. The main way to stop a witness like this is to point out any contradictions in their testimony during cross-examination and destroy any credibility they have. We will do that by pointing out how what they said does not match the evidence we have. And then the prosecution will have to say that the witness is lying and useless, or the evidence is wrong. Then when they do that, their entire argument and case will collapse, and we will get you out in no time flat. Yeah, it's really that easy. If you don't believe me then, how about I talk you through it from start to finish? Sound good? Okay, well, first day we'll open up with all the boring admin stuff, which includes selecting the jury and swearing them in, and that could take some time. After that, if we are lucky, we'll also get opening statements in, wherein by both of the prosecutor and I outline our cases, but not in too much detail, and we explain what we're about to do. At that point, we will know what order they are going to go, for so we know when we get to counter each thing. Well, my guess is that they will be opening with the CCTV and gun before they go for the witness. If they do that, then I think I'll hold back on pointing out the fingerprint contradiction until the witness is on the stand, and then point it out all at once. Well, no matter what they say, we've got 'em. What I mean is, if they say, "You held the gun in your dominant hand like the CCTV shows," then that contradicts the fingerprints on the gun. And if they say, "You held a gun in your non-dominant hand," then we could say, well, that contradicts the CCTV, and thus bringing down their case. No, they can't say that you tried to hide anything. As if they say, "You wiped your right fingerprints off the gun." Then we'll say, well, why did you leave the other fingerprints on? Yeah, now you see how strong our case is. Yeah, your prints being on it is still a wowza, though. Well, I mentioned earlier about an inside man possibility. I know both the victim and the witness are both connected to organized crime, so it is not too far of a stretch to say that they want you to take a fall for the hit. Now, if that is what happened, we will sort that out another time, but right now we need to focus on this trial. If worst comes to worst, though, I will bring up their crime connections during the trial as a possible explanation, but I don't plan to if I don't have to. Anyway, after the prosecutor has got their sing and dance with all I said, plus some other witnesses in form of the DI and the medical coroner, then we get our fun. Well, it was short notice, but I do have a few expert witnesses to help us if needed, including one that can confirm the crime connection again, if needed. The main one will be a firearms expert and a former instructor for the police. He'll pretty much say that, in their expert opinion, it would be nearly impossible for you to shoot with your non-dominant hand in the dark, accurately, to hit the victim's heart at that distance, given you have zero training with any firearms. Aw, you don't need to thank me. I'm just doing my job. Though, I will accept it if you want to give it after the trial. So, when all the evidence and witnesses are done for both sides, and we rest our cases, we will move on to our closing arguments. At that point, we sum up our cases to the jury, and then they will be sent off by the judge to go deliberate about the charges put against you and return a verdict. How long will that take? Well, the main part of the trial should only take a few days at most. The jury deliberation, though, could take from an hour to a month or longer, depending how long it takes them to be unanimous. You will be amazed at what 12 angry people can be like. So after that, though, they will return your verdict, and then it just ends there. Unless you get found guilty, which you won't. So I won't talk about sentencing and that. Then we can both walk out of this place, and you'll be free once again. So, do you understand what we're aiming to do in regards to your defense and how it'll work? Good. Now, I know this could be difficult, and the press being there may not help, but I need you to put on that amazing, attractive smile that I know you have hidden away, and look confident, got it? Don't lose your cool as well. You need to look like a good person at all times, no matter what the prosecutor may say about you and try to get under your skin. And anyway, you have me as a lawyer, so you have nothing to worry about. I may be working for free, but you can trust that I know what I'm doing. I mean, I don't have the QC title for nothing. Also, remind me at the end of the day to go out and pick you up some nicer looking clothes. A person as good looking as you should always look their best, even at the darkest of times. Now then, let's go on and put a fabulous show, shall we? And when this is over, we could celebrate with dinner. And I must be frank, I am most certainly looking forward to that with you.